If I could turn back time, I would still take that fight over and over again. No matter how many times I get offered a fight like that, I will always say yes. My dream hasn't gone. I've still got a goal. I've still got ambition. We've still got big fights there ahead. But I don't regret anything that I've done because everything that I've done makes me the man I am now. I'm a better man now than I was 5 or 6 years ago. You've got to take the bitter with the sweet. Not everything in life can go how I want it to go. It's just life. People think that I just didn't want to fight, that I lost heart and I quit. What happened was I took a shot and then all of a sudden I couldn't breathe. Not through one of my nostrils, but through both of them. I literally couldn't breathe. So that is why it happened. I was getting beat anyway, so I'm not going to use that as an excuse either. I'm going to take this loss as a man. Those are the words of Ohara Davis, talking just days after his first professional loss at the hands of Josh Taylor. He's trying to insinuate that he didn't quit. Well, he did quit. There is no grey area as far as I'm concerned when it comes to quitting, particularly in the manner that he did it. He wasn't faking a leg injury or something which was unrelated to getting punched in the head and body. He got hit in the nose. He said he couldn't breathe. He turned away and he quit. I'm not calling him a coward. I'm not making any judgments on the man, but I'm just telling you in the cold light of day, that's exactly what he did. There's no need to beat around the bush like some people in the British boxing media like to. Now, Ohara Davis is not that experienced in boxing. I know he's had sparring sessions and whatnot with very, very high quality fighters. But he didn't have much of an amateur background. And as a professional, he hadn't been in any really tough fights up until he fought Josh Taylor. So you never know how you're going to react when you're faced with real adversity. The fighters often don't know themselves until they're put in that position. He got hit in the nose and he couldn't breathe through both his nostrils. That was obviously a shock to his system. He was already getting beat, but when he got hit with that shot and couldn't breathe through his nose, it shocked him. He panicked and he quit. This is where experience comes into play. If he'd been hit with a shot in the nose and wasn't able to breathe in a fight that he was winning and controlling comfortably, then he might have been able to continue the fight without quitting. Because he would have thought to himself, okay, well, I can't breathe through my nose, but this guy is not really much of a problem, so I'll breathe through my mouth and make it work. If he'd been through an experience like that earlier on in his career and made it through, then when it happened to him in a Josh Taylor fight, he might not have quit at that moment, necessarily. He still may have done, but there's a possibility he might not have because of the fact that he's been through something like that before, so it's not as much of a shock to his system. Again, this is where experience comes into play. Some people are naturally bloody-minded and tough, and you can beat them half to death, and they'll still keep on fighting. So some people are naturally that way inclined anyway. Other people become tough and resilient through experience. Can Ohara Davis become tough and resilient through experience? I mean, he took a lot of punishment before he eventually quit. He was dropped several times. So, he has some toughness in him. But will this experience traumatize him? Did this experience show a side of Ohara Davis which will show itself again? Many times fighters who quit once end up quitting again later on down the line. Will that be the case of Ohara Davis, or will he be somebody like a Vitaly Klitschko, for example? Vitaly Klitschko quit in a fight against Chris Bird, and he got so much criticism for quitting in that fight that he made sure he never quit again. He went through absolute hell in a war with Lennox Lewis. He needed about, 60 or 70 stitches in his face and plastic surgery after the Lewis fight because of the amount of cuts he had on his eye, his cheek, his mouth, etc. He was determined to show that he had heart and that he wasn't a quitter in the Lewis fight. And after that, he went on to never quit again in his career. Could Ohara Davis be somebody like that? Or will he be somebody more like a Victor Ortiz, who continuously quits every time he faces adversity, other than when Victor Ortiz, I didn't say Luis Ortiz a second ago, Victor Ortiz, he did show heart one time against Andre Berto, but every other time he faced adversity, he waved the white flag. I guess it all remains to be seen. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you have a read of Ohara Davis's personality? How do you think the rest of his career will pan out? Drop it all in the comment section. It's happening. I'm out.